Alright, where's my pole? Where's my bait? Where's my pole? Where's everything? Alright, ain't gonna like this. You guys ain't gonna like this screeching sound, are you? We are fishing basically for dinner tonight. We're fishing for whatever we can catch, but it's mainly perch. There was a bite right. I'm on a bunch of perch here. I already got 5. They are attacking. Here's another one. They are attacking this lure as soon as I get it down there. I'm fishing in 30 feet of water. And I know y'all don't like that screeching sound, but I can't do anything about it. It's part of the old flasher that I have. But there's a little perch. I'm gonna put him back. He's not even big enough to get any type of fillet out of. Just using a small white jig, tipped with a wax worm, 30 feet of water. I got here before it got light, really. Probably got here like at a little before 6 o'clock. Outdoors with Skeeter. Are you out on the ice yet? Because I am. I'm catching the heck out of perch. I'm going to keep just about every one I get today, even though they're a little small, because I want to have a fish dinner, and I think today might be my last outing on the ice because the warm weather is coming. It's going to be up in the 40s every day now for the next 6 or 7 days. I should be home by then, Skeeter, so maybe I'll tune in and watch you. But like I said, it's going to be pretty warm here the next 6, 7 days, and I'm probably not going to get back out in the ice. This is going to be my swan song as far as ice fishing goes. I got 5 in the bucket already, and I'm on a school of perch here in 30 feet of water. As soon as I put the lure down there, they come chasing it. I got them there right now. Nice day. It's supposed to get windy by around 10:30, 11 o'clock. So hopefully I'll have enough fish by then to give it up. Mysterium numerous. Florida needs seismic research because of what they don't know. What the hell's that all about? I don't think that's got. You got 7 inches, man. I probably got 10. There's 6 or 7 of it is good black ice, and then there's 3 of the snow ice type of crap. I guess you can hear me, or somebody would have said something by now. So just give me a heads up. Can you hear me okay? The fish are down there. I just can't catch a bite right now. Come on, fishy, fishy. But mine stays around longer. Yeah, it probably will. I'm not going to get out here, though, with the temperature in the 40s the next few days. I'm not going to get out here. It'll turn to slush and stuff. This will be good, safe ice probably for 2 more weeks. And there'll be lots of guys out, but I'm thinking this is my last foray for ice fishing. I'm not going to think about that because I'm just thinking one way right now, not the other way. Well, you know what, Skeeter? Long drive, man. I'm not into the long drives. That's the only thing. I know butterflies and sunshine and Ed Evans and I think Scooters are going to be out on a little pond today. They invited me, but the place they're going is a real little pond, and it's stocked with trout, they say, but I'm not really into that, unfortunately. I like these bigger lakes. And it's about 20 miles away or so from where I live. So, there was a good bite. I missed him. Ah. Yeah, you get your van fixed yet, Skeeter? Got 25 people in here. Good morning, everybody. I'm glad you came in to check things out. I'm ice fishing today. I'm in southeast Pennsylvania on Marsh Creek State Park Lake. Basically fishing for panfish, perch, crappies, that kind of stuff. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Feel free to also tell me where I'd like to know where everybody's at, what state you're in, what country you're in, that kind of stuff. Makes everybody feel a little bit more together. Jamie Papa Tomopoulos, whatever. Hello to you. Oh man, some of these names really get me. Come on, fish. I got a whole bunch of perch here, but they're biting very, very light. Better check my bait. I've had 2 or 3 bites and haven't been able to hook up with them. And yeah, I need a little more bait. See, that's what I'm using, just that little white jig. Tipping it with a wax worm. Definitely need a new wax worm. Tim likes to fish and hunt. Good morning to you. Thank you for coming by and checking out what I'm doing here. I am ice fishing, and I'm basically catching perch this morning. I got here way before it got light. Got all set up. Just went live about 10 minutes ago. So I got 5 fish in the bucket. I am basically fishing for fish dinner tonight. So I'm keeping even some small ones, which I really wouldn't do very often, but I'm keeping them anyway. All right, let's see if we can get something on the line here. Mm-hmm. 18 people in here. Hey everybody, if you like what you see or whatever, don't forget to hit that thumbs up, like button, please. I always like to see that. If you don't like what you're looking at, go somewhere else. It's basically all I can tell you. Ice fishing in my little hut, got my heater on, got my bucket of fish. Fishing in 30 feet of water. Same fish. I got a bucket of fish, Skeeter. See him down there? I was hoping to get here early enough to get crappies. The crappies seem to bite before, there's a fish, before it gets light, but I didn't luck out there. Here comes another perch, more than likely. Let's see what I got here. Yep, another little perch. But you know what? I'm keeping them because a little fillet is better than no fillet. A little fillet is better than no fillet. Yeah, that's right. I gotta fix my transducer here a second too. Hang on folks, I gotta fix something. I'm gonna lean forward here, don't go any place on me. You see, the transducer has gotta hang straight or you don't get a good reading on the bottom. Okay. All right. The aliens are everywhere. Everywhere. I guess Bob will be fishing on that little trout lake he's on. Because I think there's only a few more days of trout fishing on that lake, and he does like that. So he'll probably be on there later this morning. Justin Hill, hello, good morning to you. Thanks for coming in to see what's going on this morning. Catching a few perch through the ice. I think I got 6 in the bucket. Yeah, Skeeter, I should be home by then. I'll tune in and see if I can watch you for a few minutes, a few hours, or whatever you're doing. Here comes another perch. Come on, hit it there. Oh man, that was a good hit and I missed him. Oh crap. Oh, missed him again. I'm on a school perch though. There's a lot of them down there. There he is. All right, here comes number 8 actually, because I did throw one back. One that was really too small. This one's a nice little one. I'm keeping them. I'm having a fish dinner tonight, no matter how small the fillets are. I really don't care. Blue marsh. That's a tough lake to ice fish, but good to know that. Thanks for that information. How did you figure that out? How are you privy to that information? I'm kind of surprised too, because normally I thought he said he was going to fish for trout until the 15th when it closes. Blue marsh. That lake has all kinds of panfish, but nice bass. Got stripers, got muskies, got real big crappies if you can find them. Bob might know. He told everybody but me. You sure he said Blue Marsh and not Marsh Creek? I'm surprised he'd go to Blue Marsh. But whatever. Let's see if we can get another perch here. I'd like to get a couple crappies. Yeah, Roger, I'll tell you what, that sound drives everybody crazy, and I can't do nothing about it. It's my old flasher. It's just, that's what it does. So turn your sound down or put your earplugs in. See, I don't even hear it. It's amazing that you guys do. Sweet Arrow Lake, never fished that. It's an old flasher, Roger, and it has that whine to it once in a while. Sometimes it's real quiet, other times it has that whine, and I can't help it. So it's just part of the whole deal. And again, I'm sorry about that. Killer G6T, whatever that all stands for. Hello to you. Good morning. Thanks for coming in to check things out. Fishing here in southeast Pennsylvania on Marsh Creek State Park Lake. Oh, he is coming to Marsh Creek. Okay. Maybe I'll see him over here. He might come over this way. I didn't think he'd go to Blue Marsh. It'd be nice if he came over in the same area I'm in. He knows that yeah, Grant, I got 6 or 7 in the bucket. Perch, small perch. I'm getting enough for a fish dinner tonight. That's what I'm doing. I'm keeping even some of the small ones. I'm keeping because this will probably be my last time out ice fishing this year, and I want to have a fish fry tonight. Whoops. Come on, fish. Been fishing 30 feet, well, almost 30 feet. It's like 30, maybe 29 feet. But I've had perch here all morning. I got here before it got light. They've been here all morning biting pretty good. Here comes one. See if we can get him. Ah, missed him. He bit it. And I missed him. Gotta be quick. Hey, Steve. I didn't see butterflies come in. Is butterflies here? Oh, yes, there you are. Thought you might show up. You guys are going to go out later on this morning. I got here before it got light. Steve, you coming with Bob? I hear he's coming over this way today. I'm in off of Chalfont Road. Nice morning here. No wind, but it is supposed to get windy later this morning. I see you, butterflies. I see you. You guys still going to go? I know I was telling people you guys were going to go to that smaller little pond that's stocked with trout. I just can't do that. I need to be on this big lake. It was done yesterday. How come? This is probably my last day ice fishing because the weather now is going to be in the 40s, upper 40s all this week, and it's going to turn this ice into a mess. It'll still be safe for a few days, but I'm not going to push my luck. I'm just keeping enough perch today for a fish fry, and then I'm going to wait for the river to thaw out. I was down there yesterday checking it. It's frozen as far as you can see up and down the river. It's frozen. How come your ice fishing was done? Oh, I didn't even have my cup of coffee yet. Butterflies, I hope you can get that big hut you got. I hope you can get that up and out today. It's going to take a couple of weeks for that river to thaw out there, Steve. You know that. I got plenty of fish down here, but the bite is so light. They just like barely touch it. Malaysia, a pie a ding. I guess I pronounced that somewhere close. Good morning to you from Malaysia. I'm in southeast Pennsylvania in the United States. So I appreciate you coming in to check things out. We're catching the yellow perch this morning. I missed that one. Boy, they're biting light. Wow. Linda, make sure you take pictures when you get that hut set up. I want to see, I would like to see that actually out on the ice. I'm just sitting in my flip over shelter. Come on, fish. They're there. Can't get them to. Come on, fish. Colton Smale. If you knew about Yellow Creek, I'm going there this weekend. I have no idea where Yellow Creek is, what state it's in. You got to give me more information about that. But if it's got pike in there, good luck to you. I hope you get them. We're at in PA. Never heard of Yellow Creek, and I'm pretty familiar with everything in Pennsylvania. In-law. I don't know. Sometimes you guys are... Butterflies I would, but there's a fish. But it's just too far of a drive for me. I don't feel like going up there. Another perch coming up, folks. Another perch. And there he is. I think that's like number 8. In the bucket he goes. He's going to be in the frying pan tonight. Yes, sirree. In the frying pan. I normally wouldn't keep these small fish, but I am because I want to have a fish fry tonight. Why do you got radar in your fishing hole? Well, Matthew, it helps me, number one, know how deep it is. It lets me see if there's fish down there. It lets me see my lure, and then I figure out how to present my lure. And I don't want to fish where there's not fish, so it's a pretty common thing for ice fishermen to use a flasher, so that's why. But it shows me how deep it is, it shows my lure, it shows the fish, so I can get more prepared for them to bite when I can see that they're swimming around my lure. That really annoying sound is the flasher, and it's an old unit, and that annoying sound is just going to be there. I can't do anything about it. Sometimes it's quiet and sometimes it makes noise. That's the only downfall of using it. So you can turn your sound down, put your earplugs in, and whatever else you want to do. You just got a new auger yesterday, Colton. Good for you, man. What kind? How big and what kind? Tell me more. Tell me more. Power auger, hand auger, 6-inch, 8-inch, 10-inch. What do you got? What brand? Strike Master. Oh, there's a bigger fish there. I don't even really need this heater this morning, but it's nice to have it. I'm actually trying to drain off a couple of propane tanks that are low anyway, so I'd rather drain them off. Colton, come on, give us some information about your new auger. What's up, buddy? 516 Spark. I'm in southeast Pennsylvania, dude. Marsh Creek State Park. Fishing for perch and crappies, but I'm only catching perch. But I'm keeping enough of them for dinner tonight, because this, I fear, is going to be my last ice fishing outing. I probably got 7 or 8 in the bucket. Fishing in 30 feet of water, and I got a school of perch here that just are pretty hungry. biting very light. Here comes one. This one's a little bigger, I can tell just by the way it feels. Could it be something else? Nope. Yeah, that's a decent perch there. That's a pretty good one there. Now, if you don't know about perch, ouch, 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 ouch. Oh. If you don't know about perch, I'm telling you, right here on their gill cover, right here is, on the end of their gill is a real pointy little like needle thing. And boy, they'll get you. See, I'm bleeding already. They will get you. Okay, it's a 6-inch. You attach a drill to the top and brand. Okay, perfect. Thanks for that information. You got a good rig there. Spark, it's going to be my last because the upcoming weather for today and then the rest of the week and into next week is going to be in the 40s and close to 50, and it's going to start making the ice, I wouldn't say unsafe, but I'm going to say slushy, and I'm not going to play with that. I don't like to play with that. But the ice around here will probably last for a couple more weeks at least, but I'm not going to push it. I'm going to do like Steve said. I'm going to put my ice fishing stuff away, and look, I'm still bleeding. Damn perch. And get my catfish and stuff ready. Oh my God, poor fishes. Rod, come on, you got to be kidding me. The fishes live to be a part of a fish fry. And that's the way it is. Colton, you'll probably enjoy that. That's a good setup, just as long as you get the right drill. I think it's just about, it's pretty warm today. It's probably right near freezing. But the last 2 weeks have been brutally cold. That's why we got such good ice. Got about 7 or 8 inches of good black ice and maybe 3 inches of snow ice on top of it. You're a vegetarian and only eat one type of fish. All right, I'll bite. What type of fish do you eat? Don't be crazy now. Can't wait for this answer. What type of music? That's old flasher music. You ever hear them? Old flasher. Kind of boring after a while, but yeah, that noise is coming from the old flasher. That flasher is probably older than you, actually. But it works. Other than that noise that it makes, it's not too bad. Here comes another fish. This feels like a pretty good one. Catching them. Oh yeah, what do we got here? Ooh, a nice big sunfish. Look at that, something different for a change. How about that, huh? A nice sunfish. They actually fillet up pretty good. In the bucket you go, dude. You're gonna be in my frying pan tonight. Yes, sirree. I would like to get some big sunfish. Whoppers 69. I am in southeast Pennsylvania on Marsh Creek Lake State Park. Skip Nasty, think. Not sure what you're talking about there. Oh, you're in Michigan? Where about in Michigan? I'm familiar with the area a little north of Detroit, Lake St. Clair, New Baltimore, up in that area. Fished up there quite a bit. You're in the Midwest Illinois, yeah. Here comes another fish. You guys that know what this flasher is, although it's making that horrible noise, you know it lets you see, how deep the water is and if the fish are there. And in the lure, that one got off. I had him hooked. Tells you if there's a fish around so you can get ready for a bite. I better check my bait on that one. That was a good hit. Probably a sunfish. Sometimes the perch come all around and then they change and the sunfish start coming. So right now I think we're going to be into a few sunfish. Drop it back down there. 30 feet of water. You got family up in the Upper Peninsula. Michigan's nice in the summertime. I'm not too thrilled with it in the wintertime. Especially the UP. Anyway, if you live there, you live there. I'm sure you get used to it. Here come the fish. Sounds like there's quite a few more people out and about. I can hear them. Oh, I missed that one. Oh, there he is. This is going to be he got off. They're biting. Tip-ups. I didn't put any tip-ups out today because I've had them out the last few times and I haven't gotten any action on them, so I left them home today. I think he took my bait. Better get some bait on this hook. Because the fish are down there, but they ain't going to bite if you don't have bait. Oh, I got bait. All right, back down we go. Butterflies, okay, good luck with good luck with you guys today. I hope you get a few trout and have a good time. I just wish everybody could have got together here. I don't know where, somebody said Bob was coming to this lake today. I don't know if he's going to fish the area I'm in or not, but we'll see. Yeah, I had the tip-ups in, whoppers and real big minnows, 4 or 5 inch shiners. Figured I'd get a bass or even a muskie. There's good muskies in this lake. But for 3 different outings, never had a flag, so I figured I'd cut my gear down today and just jig. I even got one of those jaw jackers. Got that a couple years ago. Haven't caught a fish on that yet. And actually Pennsylvania has just made them legal, I think 2 years ago. Up to that time, we weren't allowed to use the jaw jackers. That's true, whoppers. And like I say, I think this is probably going to be my last day fishing, ice fishing. So I figured I'd just keep what I catch and have a bit of a fish fry tonight. Excuse me, I gotta fix up something here. All right. I need to get a cup of coffee. I brought coffee and didn't even get it yet because the fish have been biting so good. Sny River, good morning to you. Thanks for popping in here. I'm catching the heck out of perch this morning. Got a bucket full. And I'm going to have me a fish fry at home tonight. I think I got at least 8 or 9 perch and 1 sunfish. Fishing in 30 feet of water this morning. It's been pretty good down there. The fish are there. The bite is real light, but the fish are definitely there. Paving season, there you go. All right, Whoppers, thanks for joining us, coming in and joining us. Appreciate it. Good to see you. Hope you have some luck when you get out there. Opanum, what's that machine? It's a very old Hondex. Hondex was making these things, and then Vexilar bought them out, and Vexilar renamed it in FL8. So this is an antique. This is actually before Vexilar started making them. So it's making a little whining sound that I know. Keep on snagging. Making a little whining sound that I know can be miserable sometimes, but it's the way it is. I bought it for $25 off a friend. I couldn't pass up that deal. And it works as good as some of the newer ones. And the newer ones cost $300 or $400. So this shows me the bottom. It shows me the fish. What else can I ask for? I bought this thing 5-6 years ago. I bought this thing in 2000, probably 18 or 19. And it still works good. All I did was buy a new battery for it. Come on, fish. I gotta put some more bait on here, fresh bait. They're biting it, but the bite is so light, you really don't get much of a warning. They just like touch it. Mrs. Scooter, good morning to you. Are you guys going out there with butterflies and up to that little pond? Something tells me you guys are in on that one. If you can get Mr. Scooter off the computer fishing game. He's so hooked on that, he'll probably forget about real fishing. Looks like a good game, though. Oh my God, it's not Glenn, it's Len, but that's okay. Everybody makes that mistake. That's why it's called LEN F Fishing. It's not Glenn F Fishing. It's LEN F Fishing. I go through driving windows like a Chick-fil-A and stuff, and if I, when they ask you for your name, if I say Len, they never get it. It's either Glenn or Ben or whatever. So I just tell them Mike. They ask for my name, I go Mike, and that one they that one they can get. Trying to make it easy for them. How deep am I, Anderson? I am 30 feet deep. Catching a good number of perch. Yeah, I know, Scooter. I know it was autocorrect. I'm just harassing you a little bit. Even the computer doesn't know about it, know how to do the name thing. That's why when I go through the drive-thrus, I just say Mike. That one they can't screw up too bad. You're getting up late. I've been out here before it got light. Got my heater on. Got fish in the bucket. Fish fry coming up tonight. If anybody sees any fin come on, tell Bob I'm over off of Chalfont Road. Hopefully, I think he's coming today. I don't know what part of the lake he's fishing, but... Oh, there's one. There's a good fish. This feels like a sunfish. We'll see in a minute. What is it? What is it? Ooh, yes, it is a sunfish. See, after you've been fishing a while, you can almost tell the difference between a sunfish and perch when you're reeling them up. They just have a totally different way of fighting. All right. I would love to have some sunfish for the fish fry. And the wife will be happy because she loves fish. Come on, get undone here. How the hell did this get so screwed up so quick? Holy mackerel. I don't know how the line got wrapped around the pole so quick here. But it did. Holy mackerel. All right, we're getting there. Let's get back down there and catch another one. Hey, Bruce, good morning. Thank you for popping in here. Catching the heck out of perch and sunfish this morning. Fishing in Florida. I fished a few lakes down there. I fished Okeechobee, Toho, and a couple others I can't remember. Years ago, hired a guide and went out on Toho, and then I went out with a bunch of friends on the Big O. .315, the sound you're hearing is just because this is a real old unit. A newer Vexilar won't have that problem. So there's nothing I can do about it. You guys just turn your sound down if it bugs you, or put your earplugs in or whatever. That's all I can tell you. Man, tell me you use a Vexilar without saying you do. Or you can yeah, it's not typical of the Vexilar. This is called a Hondex. But it's Hondex was making these before Vexilar bought them out, and then Vexilar just put their name on it and continued to make them. This is an antique. Ooh, somebody's got a power drill out. I can hear. You can probably hear that. We got 10 inches of ice here. This is the best ice fishing season that we've had here in southeast Pennsylvania for a long, long time. Last year, was pretty good, but this year's like the old days. North Dakota, you fishing Devil's Lake up there? I think that's what it is, Devil's Lake. Big perch in that lake, I think, and pike and stuff. Always wanted to fish there, but never got up that way to fish. Been through it a couple times, but never fished. You're from Devil's Lake. Got a cabin on Devil's Lake? Can I rent it? I'm looking to rent a cabin on the lake this summer. Somewhere. There comes a fish. What do we got here? This is, I believe this to be a perch. No, he got off. Didn't hook him up good enough. Didn't hook him up. Back down there. I've had fish here all morning since I got here. I got here before it got light. And I'm definitely on a pod of fish. It's not an attraction device. What it does is tell me that how deep the water is. It shows me my lure. My lure is, I'll show you here in a minute. The big red spot at the bottom is the depth of the lake. It's 29, 30 feet. The green mark that you see moving up and down is my lure. When a fish comes up, it'll come up off the bottom and we'll get a red mark right near my lure. So it helps me know how deep it is. It helps me know that if I have fish down there and if they get close to my lure, then I know to get ready for a bite. That's pretty much how it works. You just got to figure out how to work your lure. Do you hold it still, or do you jig it, or do you raise it up, or let it sit there? So you got to figure that kind of stuff out. It don't catch them for you, but it helps a little bit. I wouldn't want to fish without it because basically, if there's no fish in the area, you know, at least it tells you that and you can move rather than jigging in dead water. Dame 616, good morning to you. Thank you for coming in to check out things. I'm catching the heck out of perch. I got a bucket full of perch. Sitting on the ice fishing. Can't think of anything better to do. Ken Reed, good morning to you. Thank you for dropping in. Feel free to ask any questions, comments. Try to keep it toward fishing or something outdoors, but I'm in southeast Pennsylvania, Marsh Creek State Park Lake. Electric fishing rod. No, it's got I've never heard of an electric fishing rod. Might be such a thing. Yeah, Mark, it is Marsh Creek. I'm off of Chalfont Road. I'm catching a lot of perch and sunfish. I'm keeping just about everything because I want to fish fry. And this may be my last ice fishing outing. Normally I wouldn't keep some of these small ones, but I'm keeping them because I want a final fish fry because the upcoming week of weather is going to be a lot warmer and the ice is going to start deteriorating. So I am going to reward myself with a fish fry tonight. Other than that, I wouldn't normally keep them. Now, this is the third time I've been here this year and been catching about the same thing. You know, small perch, 6, 7, 8 inches. This is the first day I caught some sunfish. I've had tip-ups out the 2 other days and with big minnows on, hoping for a bass or muskie, but never got a flag. So I didn't put them out. Oh yeah, they're still great eating. Takes a little time to fillet them. You don't get a whole bunch, but if you get enough of them, you got a nice little side dish for dinner. And my wife and I enjoy the heck out of them. Travis Yoder, good morning. Good to see you pop in there. 30 feet deep off of Chalfont Road, catching perch and sunfish today. Got a bucket full of perch and sunfish. I'm going to take a second here and pour me a cup of coffee because I have not had a cup of coffee yet this morning. If I can find my thermos. Oh, here it is. Whoops, got to hold it this way, I guess. Stand by, folks. I'm going to, the fish are coming up to my lure. I can see them. Always happens. As soon as you get busy doing something else, the fish come around. All right. See if I can, that fish came up, but he didn't come all the way up my lure. See if I can entice him up here again. I know that buzzing sound bugs everybody. I can't do anything about it. It's just the way it is. It's an old flasher. Sometimes it's noisy, sometimes it ain't. So I apologize for that. Just turn your sound down and put your earplugs in or whatever you got to do. It's an old flasher. You know, I might be able to do something with this. Let me check something here a minute. Oh, yeah, there we go. All right. Fix that. What I did there is turn it to a different depth rather than a double wraparound, if you know what that means, to a single, and it's quieted it down. How's that, folks? That's pretty good, huh? Now you can't hear that awful sound. That should make everybody happy. Mm. Well, they say it's going to get pretty warm around here today, up in the 40s. But they also say it's going to get a little windy. So I got out here before it got light, hoping to beat the wind and catch the morning feed on the fish. And I think I did that. I think they say around 10:30, 11 o'clock, the wind's going to pick up a bit. And hopefully by then I'll have enough fish for my fish fry. Walk out of Chalfont towards the left. There's a down tree. Yep, I know where it is. I know exactly where it is. I like to fish that tree in the springtime with the spinner baits and buzz baits. Oh, there was a good hit, and boy, did I miss that one. Holy mackerel. There he is. Trying to fish and drink coffee at the same time. This is actually a pretty good fish, I believe. See, that buzzing starts when the fish gets up toward the top. There's another sunfish. Okay, we got, see now, there was a whole bunch of perch down here earlier this morning. Now looks like the sunfish have taken over. So that's okay too. They're good. They're good filleting. Let me get my bait back down there. George Henry slammed a crappie yesterday. It probably to me. Oh man, I'd love to catch some crappies, but I can't find them in this lake. And when you do, they're not that big anyway. So good for you, George. Good for you and your gang. Glad you had some good luck there. I was saying this is probably my last ice fishing day because the weather coming for the next week or so is up in the 40s, near 50, and it's gonna deteriorate the ice pretty good, and I'm not into walking around in slush. So I'm keeping almost everything I catch so I can have a fish fry tonight and then pray for spring to come. I'm ready for spring. Come on, spring is right. See, what we need is a good wet spring to get that river up and flush it out and get those catfish back in there. Steve said he was done ice fishing. He's going to get his stuff ready for catfishing, but I was down the river yesterday just to look at it, and it's frozen as far as you can see, up or down. Huntington Busters, you can shout out all you want. Shout out to you. It's been a long, cold. This has been the best ice fishing season that we've had in southeast Pennsylvania for many, many years. This is how it used to do back in the 80s and 90s. Huntington Busters, I don't want you begging for subscribers. They can check out your channel if they like. If you go to my channel and leave a comment on any one of the videos, when I see your comment, I will also be able to go to your channel. I'll check out your content. If I like it, I'll definitely subscribe, and that's the way it works. You can't beg for subscribers. That's just not the way it works. Okay, my heater is going out. It's not cold, so I'm trying to use up some of the old propane containers. All right, Huntington Busters, that's kind of the way it works. Let the people find you. If they like what they see, they'll subscribe. If you like what you see on my channel, of course, I hope you do subscribe. But that's just the way I kind of work it. All right, where'd the fish go? All of a sudden, the fish are gone. Ugh. All right, let me check my bait. I'll put on a little fresh bait here. All right, my heater just went out, so I am going to just leave it out for a while. Don't really need the heat just yet. So all I'm using today, I'll show you here. Yep, there is lots of good people here. There's lots of good content on their channels. But I'm not going to subscribe just for the sake of subscribing, and I would hope other people don't either. This is what I'm using for bait today. Just a little white jig tipped with a wax worm. You don't need anything special. That's all you need. Color is important. If they quit reacting to the white, I'll change over to hot pink or chartreuse. And usually the change in color will sometimes turn the fish on. Mark, my buddy Vic fishes Marsh Creek for carp and muskie. You may not. Carp and you know what? I fished for carp over here. Oh boy, here's some fish. I fished for carp over here, and I can't figure out where the heck they're at. But muskies, yes, definitely. One of my videos has I think it's a year or two ago, has a video of a big muskie coming up right to my lure. I was fishing from the shore. Come on, fish. The fish are there. Here they come. Here they come up to my lure. Come on. There he is. Got this one. They're on the feed today. This is a sunfish, no doubt. Oh no, it's a perch. A perchy perch. That one fooled me. That one fooled me. In the bucket you go. You will be in the frying pan tonight. The guy says you, whatever. Might be mean says hi, but hello, the guy. Thanks for popping in here. Check things out. Drake, good morning to you. Just to update you, I'm in southeast Pennsylvania. I'm fishing for whatever panfish I can. I got a bucket full of perch and sunfish so far for a fish fry tonight. He said it when someone else asked the guy. Okay, whatever. No minnow soup. Minnow soup. Nope, not gonna do the minnow soup. I never tried a big minnow. I should try that one of these days. Probably something like sardines. I got a fox that comes around my property in the backyard. And the other day I threw out a couple of small perch I had, and he loved them. He came before it got dark and grabbed them and took them back. His den's not too far away, but I don't know exactly where it is, but he'll pick them up and he'll come back in a couple minutes to get the other one. Drake, I think I did say hi. Thanks for coming in there. Everybody say hi to Drake. Wes does, unfortunately, yeah, most of the perch are dinks, but I normally wouldn't keep them, but today I am because I want to do a fish fry tonight. And this could be my last time ice fishing this year. The upcoming weather is not conducive to good ice, so it's going to get sloppy. Sounds like we got a few people out here today. I can see two out to my right, and I hear a power drill out this way. There's a few people around. Yeah, my heater just went out, so I'm going to hook up another propane tank here in a few minutes. I have a few propane tanks that are what am I saying? That are kind of almost empty. So I'm trying to use them up. So let me work on that a minute. This one here just came off a little while ago. Bear with me, folks. I'm messing around with my propane tanks. Can't get it out of the holder. There we go. All right, let's put this down. Let's get the other one, wherever the heck it is. Oh, it's outside. I gotta go outside and get it. Oh no. All right, we're gonna lift this up. I'll show you around the lake a little bit. Ah, yes. Whoa. Okay. Give you a look around the lake. Try to go slow so everybody can see. There's some open water out there because I see the duck sitting in it. Two guys fishing down there. And my car is parked right over there. I'm only about 100 yards offshore. All right, let me get that propane tank. That ain't it. Where the heck is it? Must be in the hut someplace. Have no fear. I'm going to move around a little bit. Ah, here it is, right in front of me. And I didn't even realize it. Okay. But this is a nice little shack. It'll fold down like this. And then you just sit inside there like that. It's a pretty nice little one-person deal. And when it all collapses, it's basically a sled that you can pull all your junk in. And it's pretty easy to pull around. All right, let me get hooked up here. Get this next propane tank in. This is also one that's almost empty. Alrighty. Now where's the other part to it? There it is. It's so easy to lose stuff. Let me sit down here. Ah, yeah. All right, let me get this heater going again. No sense in being cold if you got a heater and a hut. Alrighty. Let's see if we can catch a few more fish. It's so nice when that heater's on. Even though it's not real cold out, it's just nice to be in the heat. It's starting to fire up. All right, what did I miss while I was doing all that? Let's see, close to 2 feet here. You had your car on the ice? I did that a few times up in Canada, but I wouldn't do that here in Pennsylvania. Rangeley, perfect. Yeah, it is a perfect tent for one person. You just gotta keep your stuff organized because it's easy to get lost and too much stuff. Okay, so I was out fooling around there. I probably missed some of the chat. I got a lot of people in here. Hello, everybody. Thanks for coming in. I'm fishing for panfish today on southeast Pennsylvania, Marsh Creek Lake. Hang on. And Sarah Strong, hello to you. Hello to everybody. Thanks everybody for coming in and check this out. Ice fishing on Marsh Creek Lake in southeast Pennsylvania. Catching the heck out of panfish. I got a bucket full of them already. Catching some more for planning for a big fish fry tonight at home. Feel free to ask questions or comment. Just try to keep it to the fishing side of things, or at least something outdoors. So let's see. I got a lot of people in here. I appreciate it. Those of you that want to comment, let me know what country or what state you're from. I always like to see where everybody's coming from. You don't have to say much. You can just say where you're from. You don't have to, but it's always interesting for me to see people from all over the world. Really, somebody in here was from Malaysia, from Georgia. There you go. The Peach State. Massachusetts. Thank you very much. Dead shots, dead sheets, dead something. I'll bet you got some good ice up there this year, huh? Connecticut. Thank you very much. Here's Pennsylvania. I'm in southeast Pennsylvania, about 30 miles west of Philadelphia. Pierre Coops, good morning to you. Carlos, Texas. Dallas, Texas. Nancy Alexander, hello to you. Thank you very much, everybody, for letting me see where you're at. Netherlands, yep. That's pretty far away. It was 70 there yesterday. I can't wait for that type of weather again. We've had a brutal winter down here in Pennsylvania this year. Whew. The last 2-3 weeks have been just horrible. Of course, it's good for ice fishing. It made real good ice in all the lakes in Georgia. Andrea Benedetti, hello to you. Thank you for popping in here and checking things out. I'm catching perch and sunfish this morning. Got a bucket full. Gonna have me a fish fry at home tonight. I keep saying that just because there's new people coming in all the time and just trying to keep everybody updated. I think I better check my bait. Oh yeah, I don't have any bait. No wonder they aren't biting, huh? No wonder they ain't biting. What the heck? I'm using this little white jig, and I'm tipping it with a wax worm. I'll show you in a minute here. For those of you that may not be familiar with wax worms, a wax worm is a bee moth larvae, and it's just like this. Basically a maggot. Most people would call it a little maggot. But they work pretty good for ice fish. And I'm going to put a couple of them on here just to make it more tempting for the fish. So that's basically it right there. And like I said a little while ago, I will sometimes change my lure to a different color. The white has been working real good this morning, so I'm sticking with that for now, but I might change to, I could change to hot pink or chartreuse. Sometimes a change in lure color is all it takes to turn the fish on once they stop. All right, let's see if we can get one for you here. Happy birthday. Whose birthday is it? Logan Huber, hello to you. Thank you for coming in. Come on, fishy, fishy. Here they come. It's almost too hot in here. The heater is cranking it out. It's not really that cold outside either. No wind, although they said the wind's going to pick up around 10:30, 11 o'clock. So hopefully I'll have enough for my fish fry tonight by then. Now I got here before it got light. The fish have been biting right up until this point, and now looks like they might have slowed down a little bit. Parker, hello to you. Come on, fishy fish. Almost 8:30 here in southeast Pennsylvania. JQ, me. Carlos, it's I'll tell you what, it's not too bad today. I think it's probably in the 20s, upper 20s, mid 20s, upper 20s. So this is like a heat wave because it's been brutal cold for about 3 weeks. So actually, it's not too bad here right today. And the upcoming week forecast is for it to be in the upper 40s. So it's finally going to break here a little bit and get warmed up. Because it has been nasty, nasty cold. But that's why we got a lot of good ice here in Pennsylvania. But I am figuring this is going to be my last ice fishing outing. The official W, they said we would have 3 inches of snow last week, but we got coating, and then we're going to get some snow, and we got ice in Georgia. Yeah, all over the country is having a different kind of winter than they're used to, especially down south. Many years ago, when I was in the service, I lived down in North Carolina, and one of the winters we got about 4 or 5 inches of snow, which was pretty rare, of course. And of course, they don't have any plows or anything down there, so they were using graders to try to plow the snow, but it pretty much shut down the whole place for a couple days. On the 12th. What's on the 12th? I'm not following this. What's on the 12th? Somebody's birthday on the 12th? Not me. Come on, fish. We need to get another fish here. The fish have decided to take a break. I had been catching them one right after another for a while there. Now they're taking a break. Exchange rate on 12. Still don't know what you're talking about there, Jay. I may be stupid, but I just can't figure out what you're talking about. Parker, I didn't put tip-ups out today. I've had them out last couple times and had no flags at all, so today I figured I'd go light and just do the jigging. But I had put tip-ups out the last 2 times with real big minnows and to hopefully catch a big bass or muskie, but that didn't work. Jay, that's a real old Hondex. And Hondex was making these FL8s a long time ago. This is basically an antique. And then Vexilar bought them out. And Vexilar then put their name on it. And that's what we know it today as Vexilar. But the Hondex was a company that was actually making them a long time ago. So this is an antique, but it works great. I bought it for $25 off a friend of mine, so that can't be beat. You could get a used one off eBay or something for, a couple $100. Buy a new one for $400 or $500. Or you can get lucky like I did and get one for 25 bucks. You had a Hondex? You actually had a Hondex? How about that? Not too many people know the Hondex story. I can't get a fish to come up to the bait now. They turned off. Wow, how about that? You're the only other person I've ever talked to that had a Hondex. How about, remember the Low Ranch little green box? That was kind of like the first flasher I ever had for ice fishing. Third generation ice fishing family, great. It's a heck of a good sport. I love it. I've been ice fishing since, let's see, like 77, 77 and 78, been ice fishing. So I'm a pretty old dude. So again, I'll ask the Low Ranch, years ago, Low Ranch made a flasher called a Little Green Box. What is the elevation do? What's that mean? No, I'm not quite sure what you're asking there. Could you rephrase your question? Mm-hmm. Yeah, the fish were biting like crazy up to about 10, 15 minutes ago. Now I can't seem to entice one. What does that machine do? Okay, the machine is basically called a flasher. And what it does, if you see the big red stuff there, from here on down, this comes around for the depth. So where the red is, this is the bottom right here. The green that you see moving is my lure. So it's telling me that the water right here is 29 feet deep. And the green part that's moving is my lure and the split shot that I have on the line. So when a fish comes into view, it'll show up as another red mark near my lure. And then I know to get ready for a bite. You just got to figure out how to work your lure. Let's see, Sean, good morning. You should consider cutting a hole in the ice, putting a prop in and spinning it. That sounds pretty goofy. Vexilar 120 SO. I never heard of that one. I'll have to look that one up on Google. That kid ball, you're going to use it for altitude holding. I don't know what the heck you're talking about. Whiskers Bent, good morning to you. Thanks for popping in here. I have been catching a good bit of panfish right up till about 10 minutes ago or so, and then they seem to have left the area. But we're jigging up perch and sunfish this morning. Oh, you're a pilot and have been thinking of using some ice fishing and aha, okay, now that's starting to make sense. Well, actually, yeah, catfish bait, but actually I'm going to have a little fish fry at home tonight. Because, Whiskers, this is probably my last ice fishing outing this year. I don't think I'll be getting out again. The weather's going to get up in the 40s, near 50 this coming week for quite a few days, and the ice is going to get sloppy pretty quick at that point. Yep, if you can figure out where I live, you're welcome to come. About, I'd say, 6 o'clock. Caught anything? Double L fishing? Yeah, I'm getting a lot of perch and sunfish here this morning. And actually, up until 15 minutes ago, they were biting like crazy. Now I can't get one to come look at my lure. So I probably got 10 perch in there and a couple sunfish. Just enough for a good fish fry for the wife and I. Normally I wouldn't keep a lot of small fish, but I'm keeping them today because even though it'll be a small fillet, and I probably keep fish maybe 2 or 3 times a year. One of the times is when I'm ice fishing. Other than that, everything is a catch and release. Yeah, Whiskers, it's you got to take advantage of it when you got it. So now this ice will most of these lakes are frozen good. I got a total of about 10 inches. I got 7 or 8 inches of good black ice, and then 2 or 3 inches of white on top. Here, ooh, now I got fish here. And the ice will probably be good for a while, but it's going to get sloppy, and I don't think I want to play in it. I got fish here. Come on, bite. Come on. Now, on the flasher, watch this fish come off the bottom. The green thing moving is my lure. Now, I'm trying to get this fish that's the yellow part right in there, and the red is a fish. Here he comes up to my lure. So he moved right up to the lure, and then he went back down. Watch again, I'll try to pull him up off the bottom. Jigged around a little bit. That's my lure moving. Now you got to entice him to come up again. He came up and sniffed it. We call him a sniffer. He said, no thanks. No thanks, that looked like trouble. Fish bacon. I was hoping to get some crappies here today, but they didn't show up. Run that one by me, how that fish finder works. Okay, let me show you again here. The major red part, now here comes a fish up to my lure. See the fish? He's right on my lure. Wait, I got fish down here. I'm trying to catch. The green is my lure. Okay, the green that's moving. The yellow and red. The main red is the bottom, but when you see a yellow or a red mark come off the bottom and separate itself, that's a fish coming up to my lure. And see if we can get him to come up again. He's right there on the bottom, but trying to get him to come up. Come on. See, I'm moving my lure up and down to try to attract him. So the big red blob is the bottom. It's 29 feet deep. The green part that's moving is my lure. When the fish comes off the bottom, he'll be another red mark. I hope that helps you. No, I didn't. I haven't been able to find those Wonder Bread ones in the stores around me. I'm going to have to order them off online, I guess. But I'm thinking about them. I'll probably get a couple for next year. Yeah, the flash is fun. It makes it like a video game. But at least you can tell if there's fish where you're fishing. Because if there's not fish around, you might as well move. But if there's fish around, you might as well stay there. And it does help you figure that out. Anyway, let me back out here. When I get a bite, the meter's not going to change when I get a bite. It's just going to show me the fish there. If he bites and I'm lucky enough to hook him, then you'll see him, come up with my lure. The meter itself doesn't really do anything. Doesn't change. It just shows me if I have a fish near my lure, that's all. Then I can be a little bit more ready for a bite. Whiskers, if you're leaving, thanks for popping in here. Glad you could check it out for a little bit. Hope you have a good day. Thanks for the good luck wish. Come on, fishy, fishy. They come around and they sniff it. I call them sniffers. Sniffers. Does anybody know if Bob is out yet? Any finish possible? Is he out someplace yet? Because somebody said he was coming over to Marsh Creek. I don't know if he's coming over here where I'm at or going to another part of it. But he usually gets out around 9 o'clock. He canceled it. Jeez. What the heck? I guess he's allowed to do that once in a while. He fishes every day. I don't know where he finds all the energy, but he does. So if he takes a day off, that's okay. Now I got a fish here at my lure. Oh, there was a good bite and I missed him. That I guarantee you was a sunfish. He just hammered it. The perch will take it and kind of pull, and the sunfish will attack it with gusto. Let me put another, hang on here, back off a little bit. Got to put another wax worm on my lure. I might change color here of lures in a couple minutes because the white's been working good all morning, but now I think a hot pink might be the ticket. So I'm going to give this a little bit more time and then I'm going to change to a different color. All right, let's get it back down there. Now this is my lure going down to the bottom. It's going to make a little noise. There it goes. So now let's just let my lure drop to the bottom. I'm going to stop it before it gets there. And then jig it around. See if I can entice another fish to get over here. Here, fishy, fishy. Boy, they were biting good up till a little while ago, and then they scooted away. But I got a pretty good pile. Enough for a little fish fry, but I'd like to have about 5 or 6 more. What color do I got? Parker, I got every color you can think of in my lure box. But I think I'm going to change either hot pink or chartreuse. What state am I in? Stuart Little. Stuart Little, I remember that name. Southeast Pennsylvania, about 30 miles west of Philadelphia. Marsh Creek State Park Lake. Stuart, where are you at? In Pennsylvania. Perch and trout. There's no trout in this lake. There's a few lakes around that have trout, but I don't really get into them too much. Thanks for the torch there, Mark. Appreciate that. Denny Blazer. Hey, good to see you too. Thanks for coming in. Got a lot of people here. It says 88 people, so thank you everybody for coming in and checking out the live. We're ice fishing today in southeast Pennsylvania. Well, you're outside Scranton, so if you get out fishing, then you're probably familiar with Prompton and all those little lakes up that way. I haven't been up there for the last few years. The Dixon RDA, 108, wow. That's almost a record. Hope everybody can hit that like button, you know, the thumbs up thing if you like what you see. Appreciate that. What's the machine pumping the hole? It's not pumping the hole. It's just a flasher that shows me how deep the water is and if I have any fish around. It's not pumping anything. It's pumping the water out of the lake. Nah. All it does is show you how deep it is and if there's fish down there. Shows you where your lure is. I'll try to explain it to you real quick. The red mark that you see there is the bottom, and it's showing me that I'm in 28 or 29 feet of water. The green mark that you see moving is my lure, and a split shot that I have on my line to get the lure down there. And if a fish comes off the bottom, it shows up as a red mark that is separate from the red mark that you see. And then you got to figure out what to do with your lure to make them bite. Smash the everyone for smash the like button. Thank you, Denny. Thanks for putting that out. Get that like button up there. Come on. Come on, fishy, fishy. I think we have a fishy thinking about it here. Come on. Come on, fishy, fishy. Wonder why Bob quit today. I was hoping he'd come over this way today. Come on, fish, boy. They were biting so good earlier. Now they far and few between. It can't be fun. This is freaking fun there, dude. The Mitch Otto. This is, if it don't look like fun to you, I understand. That's perfectly okay. But this is great fun for a lot of people that like ice fishing. Sean, right now I'm catching perch and sunfish. Anthony, good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Boy, I got a lot of people in here. We had been catching quite a bit of fish until a little while ago. Then they stopped being on a feeding frenzy, but they're still around. I'm getting a little action here and there. Got some fish in the bucket for a fish fry later tonight at home. And Anthony, I've been telling everybody, this is probably my last ice fishing trip this year because the weather's going to get pretty warm this week. What's the electronic thing? It's a flasher. It basically shows you how deep the water is, and it shows you your lure, and it shows you if there's fish down there. And that's basically what it is. It's called a flasher. You can look it up on Google. You'll get a better idea that way. Well, Denny, I'll tell you what. If you ain't ice fishing this year, I don't know. I forget where you're at, but this has been the best ice fishing year we've had here in Pennsylvania for a long time. Jack Benson. Where do I live? If you're asking me, I live in southeast Pennsylvania. We've had a real rough winter here, but a great winter for ice fishing. Yeah, upstate New York, I'm sure the whole Northeast has been had a real good cold snap for about 3 weeks. Every lake around here has got 8, 9, 10 inches of ice. Best ice fishing year we've had here in southeast Pennsylvania for a long, long time. But for a while there, I was catching fish on a regular basis. Now they're coming and sniffing and gone. North Central PA up in the state forest. Okay. Come on, fish. Get a few browns, Lakers, a bunch of pike. I've ever fished in Wisconsin. Let's see, Wisconsin. No, never fished in Wisconsin, sorry to say. Been through there a few times, but never fished. I only get up that way in the summertime when I'm on vacation, and I never actually stayed in Wisconsin. I got a fish here now that might give me a bite. Oh, I missed him. Sunfish. They come around and they sniff it a little bit. All right, come on, bite it. Come on. And you're biting it. Let's see if I can show you. There he, oh shoot, I missed it. He bit it good and I missed him. Now, you obviously took the bait, so let me reel up here and put fresh bait on. Yep. Took the bait right off my lure. That's my lure I'm using. Let me get some bait on there. I'm tipping it with waxworm. That was pretty exciting. It was a good hit, but the sunfish hit different than the perch. And I think that was a sunfish, because they kind of jerk it real quick. A perch will take it and pull, and the sunfish kind of jerk it around. But anyway, we'll put a waxworm on here. And we're going to put another one on just for good luck. Just like that. That's all you need to do. It's almost too hot in the hut here. Oh God, how does this get so wrapped up? I'll never figure it out. Do one little thing and it gets so wrapped up. I can't even figure out which way to untie it. Hang on, I'm unscrewing it. My line's all screwed up here. How in the hell did it get so bad? It's one thing I love about fishing. Your line tangles up with the slightest movement. All right, we got it cleared up. Let's get this bait down here. The fish seem to be wanting to feed now. No, I don't have tip-ups out today. I gave up on them. The last 2 trips with tip-ups didn't produce a flag, so I left them home today. Figured I'd just jig it a bit. Try to get enough for a fish fry tonight. Come on, fishy, fishy. Let's see what we got here. That green that you see moving up and down is my lure. The red right here is the bottom. And when a fish comes off the bottom, you'll see another red mark come up off the bottom. And when he gets to my lure, then I'm ready for a bite. And that's how that works. Here he comes. See that green with the red? That's a fish. Now he's right on my lure. Come on, bite it. Now there's two of them there. Ah, I missed them. They're there. Come on, you. Had my chance. I missed them. They're biting really, really light. Yeah, it's a little less than 30. It's almost 30. It's probably 29. But they're biting so light, it almost doesn't even move your line. You really got to be tuned in. They're not pulling on it very hard. Sometimes you can keep the lure moving. Other times you got to stop and let them sniff it. So it's just a matter of figuring out what works. And right now, most of the time, when they come up to it, if I stop, they will bite it. They will hit. So it's just sometimes one thing works and sometimes it doesn't. Hey, what's up with, what is your bottom machine look like? It is, let me see if I can explain this to you. This machine is a Hondex. Now, Hondex, this is an antique. When Hondex was making these things years ago, and Vexilar bought them out, and Vexilar then put their name on it and called it the FL8. And of course, since then, they got a whole bunch of different upgraded models, but this is basically an antique. Hondex started making them, and then Vexilar bought them out. So this is basically a old FL8 Vexilar, but it was made by Hondex. I bought a new transducer for it, which was for a Vexilar, but of course it fit right in because they didn't change anything when they bought out the company called Hondex. It's an antique, folks. I bought it for $25 off a friend of mine, and that was a deal that you don't pass up. It works just fine. This was probably back in the 80s that Vexilar bought out Hondex. I don't know exactly when. You'd have to do a little Googling to figure that out. Dalton Dillon said hi, hello to you. Thanks for popping in. Oh, there's a fish. I wasn't even paying attention. I got one. Well, he come up and smacked it real quick. This is a bigger perch or sunfish. I'm not sure what it is right yet. Ooh, nice big perch. Look at this guy. All right. Add him to my bucket. There he is. Nice yellow perch. And he smacked it pretty good. Surprisingly. Maybe they're coming back. They had left for a little while, but now hopefully they're coming back and I can get a few more. So I got a bucket full there. Got enough for a fish fry. I just want some more because I'm going to pig out on fried fish tonight. See if we can get another one to come up. No, they're not trout. They're yellow perch. I'm catching yellow perch and sunfish today. There's no trout in this lake. Just wait a second, guys. That screeching will go away in a couple minutes. There's something up high in the water column, and when it does that, it starts screeching. And it's probably the bait that was on my hook that probably came off, and it'll take a minute to go away. So just hold your ears. I'm not catching any largemouth bass, but if I did, well, they'd have to be 15 inches long to keep them. But if I did catch a keeper, I would keep him. What do you put in the fish batter? Parker, I got a real simple recipe. It's just I fillet the fish. I put them in, and then I take a couple eggs and I stir the eggs up. I put the fish in the egg batter, and then I take them out of that and I put them in a bag with Italian seasoned breadcrumbs. Then I throw the fillets in the frying pan with a lot of butter. And although that's a very simple recipe, it comes out really good. Used to be walleyes in the lake, but not no more. RH6761. Yeah, I don't do any beer batter or any of that kind of junk. I just, pretty simple, but it's really good the way I do it. I know everybody's got fish recipes, but that's mine. Crappie, there are crappie in the lake. I haven't caught a crappie today, though. That would be nice if I could catch a few crappies. But this lake has a good supply of panfish, but unfortunately, over the years, they're not very big now. If you get perch that's 8 or 9 inches, that's a pretty good one. If you get a crappie that's 10 inches, that's a good one. Years ago, there was jumbo perch in this lake. 10, 12, 14 inches was pretty common. And also crappies, but a lot of pressure on the lake. And although you can get a lot of good panfish, they aren't real big. I'm in southeast Pennsylvania, RH, southeast Pennsylvania. I'm about 30 miles west of Philadelphia, Marsh Creek State Park Lake. I don't mind telling anybody that. It's no secret. It's a 630 some acre lake, and it ain't no secret. The average crappie size here, you're lucky, like I say, you're lucky if you get a 10 incher. So probably average would be 7. Same with the perch. Average perch, 7 or 8 inches. Unfortunately, years ago, it used to be a lot better. But I think the fishing pressure on the lake is one thing, and the lake's got a really good population of muskies, and I do believe that's a factor. Pete, I'm just using a white jig and tipping it with wax worms. That's pretty much it. Sometimes they've been biting this pretty good, but sometimes I'll change that from white to a hot pink or chartreuse jig. Sean, thanks for the good luck wish. Appreciate that. Everybody, if you like what you're watching, you like what you see, you like what you hear, hit that thumbs up button, please. Yeah, Parker, I do fish in this lake for summer spring, summer, and fall for muskies and bass. There's a few other lakes around too that I'll hit for bass, but this one here, a lot of spots from shore, so I fish it from the shore in a lot of different spots for bass and muskies. I fish in the local river a lot too in the summer for flathead catfish and channel catfish. That's kind of been my main thing the last couple years. You caught 130 bass, boy? 130 what? What kind of fish did you catch? And bass boy, I want to know what you caught, and I want to know where you're at. Not necessarily what lake you were fishing, just what state you're in. Black hole cap. I don't know what that means. Gills and bass. What state are you in there, bass boy? Ah, Michigan. Okay. Well, everything up your way is frozen good. What lake? No, I won't ask you what lake you fished in. I hear Lake St. Clair is pretty good for perch through the ice. Yeah, I had a bunch of perch and sunnies today. Planning on a little fish fry tonight at home. Where you at in Michigan? I'm pretty familiar with anything north of Detroit. You're in Florida. I envy you. although it's been pretty chilly down there too, huh? Excuse me. Haven't caught a decent perch in 6 years at Marsh Creek. Yeah, Mark, you're right. That, like I say, that's the fishing pressure is one thing, and the amount of muskies in this lake is a factor also. But yeah, I don't know how long you've been fishing Marsh Creek, but if you remember years ago in the 80s and early 90s, this place was really good for jumbo perch, nice crappies. It had some walleyes in at that point. It's definitely a different lake now, but still, I don't normally keep any fish other than once or twice a year for a fish fry, and today I'm keeping them for a fish fry. So, although I'm keeping some of the little ones, you can blame it on me today, but I definitely don't do this too often. Caught a 30-inch northern pike last week. That's a pretty nice little pike. And I say little because they get a lot bigger, don't they? Mark, I've talked to the Fish Commission about this lake, and I urged them, although you can't do anything about it, I've urged them to put a panfish enhancement on this lake to try to help a little bit of growth, but not getting any response there. No, perch are great to eat. They're just like walleye. You just fillet them. No, I catch and release almost everything throughout the year. And maybe two or three times a year, I'll keep some panfish for a fish fry. But other than that, 99.9% of the fish I catch are released. And why am I not getting any action here? What's my biggest pike and muskie? My biggest muskie here, if somebody always asks this, my muskie is, I got a 50-inch muskie up in Canada years ago. Pike, I haven't caught any real big pike, maybe 30, 35 inches would be about it, but that's also up in Canada. But the muskie was pretty nice. I think I'm going to take a second here and grab a cup of coffee. Black hole. Hey, you're from Canada. We're at in Canada. I did a lot of fishing up in Ontario. Let me find my thermos. Where's my thermos? The Rideau Canal System, the Bay of Quinte. A lot of good walleye fishing there. And a bunch of the other small lakes in southern Ontario. I've fished quite a bit. Biggest walleye out of the Bay of Quinte is 11 pounds, How many ounces? I don't know, 6? I forget. Got a picture of that on one of my videos. Has one of my videos maybe a year or two ago. I put together some old film I had back in, I think, 93 or 94, and that's got some big walleyes on it. I think it was 11 pounds 6 ounces. I forget exactly. The older I get, the more I forget. What a nice day outside. There's no wind. The only problem I have is if I get out of this tent, I can't see the flasher as well because it's so bright out. I don't get up to Quebec or Maine. Well, Maine I go up for vacation once in a while. Go up to oh, what's that lake called? Big lake. It's a big lake in Maine. Moosehead Lake. Good smallmouth fishing there. Thank you, Anthony, for that little push. I appreciate it. Had a lot of people in here today. Some of them are coming and going, but I appreciate everybody coming in to check things out. The fishing got a little slow here all of a sudden, but up until a while ago, it was hot and heavy. So we just got to keep waiting, keep relaxing, having a little fun chatting. If the fish ain't biting, the chatting's usually pretty good. Wonder why anything is possible canceled his live today. I hope he's not having any problems. I know Butterflies and Sunshine and Fishing with Ed Evans. I believe they're out ice fishing today on a small pond north of here. And they said they might be up there around 9 o'clock. I don't know exactly. Probably Fish On with Ed Evans is where you're going to find them. Fish On with Ed Evans. Oh, his kids are sick? Nah, that's a shame. All right, thanks for letting me know. Got to take care of family before anything else, that's for sure. Both of his kids are sick. How come everybody knows this and I don't know? I don't know. I am definitely out of the loop. But thanks for filling me in there. Anthony, thank you very much. Bruce, thank you very much. Oh, got a fish looking at my lure. We gonna get one? We gonna get one? Come on. Holy mackerel. Got my first double-digit freshwater fish this past spring. 29 3/4 inch walleye. Well, that's a nice walleye for sure. Nice walleye. Congratulations on that. I can't watch the chat totally because you will not miss that group. It's a house on a lake, not by the lake. What? Oh. Let's see, what's that say now? Butterflies and Sunshine, you will not miss the group. It's a house. Oh, okay. Hello from Florida, Mike. From Florida. Pretty cool down there, isn't it? Not exactly Florida weather. No, the ice isn't going to break. I'm not worried about it. It's 10 inches thick. I've been ice fishing since 1977, so I kind of know what I'm doing on the ice. But this is the best ice we've had in Pennsylvania for a long, long time. Oh, you're in the 70s today down there. I know it was pretty cool there last week or two. I got a fish looking now. But now it's getting kind of back to normal for you down there in Florida. Come on, fish. Wind's picking up a little bit. It's supposed to get windy here uh, in a little while. 10:30, 11 o'clock. And that's kind of when I'm going to pack it in. I got just enough fish for a nice side dish. What's your bait? What's your bait from North Carolina? Ed, I'm not sure you're talking about unless you're talking about, you see how big that 10 is? It's as big as a, oh yeah. Yeah, they do have a big, they got a double pop out tent. I know they're on a real small pond today. Ah, come on, fish. I almost had one there. That's pretty exciting. I think I got some sunfish kissing my lure. If you're talking to me about what bait I'm using just a little white jig and wax worms. The fishing has slowed down the last 45 minutes. It was hot and heavy there for quite a while. I got here before it got light, and up till about, I'd say 8:30, they were biting pretty good. Now it's a little tough to get them in. Dustin, I got plenty of Swedish pimples from probably number 1 all the way up to number 7. And I know they are good. They're good. I'm just too lazy to put one on right now. Swedish pimples they've been around a long time and they are really good lure. You live on a private lake, you lucky bum. But if you catch big fish in a private lake, they don't count. You know that, right? Just kidding you. Just kidding you. Don't take offense to that. Come on, fish. Where'd you go? Got a bucket of fish here for my fish fry, but I'd like to have a couple more. No, he's right. They don't count. Nobody fishing. Yeah, I always tease people that tell me they're on a private lake. Radio Nut, good morning to you. Where are you from, Radio Nut? Don't think I've seen that name before, but then again, I could be wrong. Come on, fish. Cincinnati. WKRP in Cincinnati. I loved that show. That was a good show. Hey, Bass Boy, you got a channel? Tell you what I want you to do. And anybody that has a YouTube channel, I'd like you to go to my channel, leave a comment on any one of my videos. Then when I see that comment, I can find your channel. I'll check out your channel. If I like your content, I'll definitely subscribe. That's basically how that works. So I'm not begging for subscribers here. If you want to subscribe to my channel, that's all well and good. I got a lot of good fishing videos, some trail camera videos, and a bunch of stuff like that you might like, but not begging anybody, but I would like to check out anybody else's channel that I can. Let's turn, oh God. All right, Shepherd Chapel, we don't do any politics or religion here. We don't do any stupid stuff. Oh boy, that didn't last long. Oh my, Anthony. Oh well. I always try to give the people at least the warning. And then if they come back with more, then they get the boot. But that's okay. You're doing your thing. I appreciate it. Oh boy, here we go. Get rid of him. I just said we don't do any religion stuff in areas with a religion comment. You just said, oh God, and said no religion. Oh boy, well, you got me on that one. You got me on that one. Shame on me. Yep. I contradicted my own self. Shame on me. I don't really call that religion though, but you're right. Let me kick myself off of this live. Yeah, Parker, I do live stream in the summer, but basically it's for flathead catfishing and channel cats. This spring I do plan on going live for bass and snakeheads in one of the lakes around here in April. So we'll see how that goes. But most of the time it's just flathead catfish in the river and channel cats. But in mid-April I will be going to a lake and going live using buzz baits and things like that for pre-spawn bass and snakeheads. Northwoods, it's just a simple little white jig tipped with a waxworm, but I think I'm going to change the color right now, so I'm going to do that. Here's what I've been using. But they kind of quit biting on the white, so I'm going to take a minute and put a hot pink on. So you all can take a break, go to the potty, go get a cup of coffee, whatever you want to do while I'm busy doing this. All right, I'll be moving all around here. Don't get too flustered. I'm going to change lures. I'll show you my lure box. It's quite diversified. You know, on this side, I got all my little lures. So we're going to pick out a hot pink. See, I kind of like this one. I'm going to do that lure. Now on this side, there's my bigger ones. There's my Swedish pimples and all the other bigger lures. But like I said, I'm going to be moving around here a little bit, getting reorganized, so just bear with me. Got to find my line cutters, and I need to be more organized. You know? Where the heck is my line cutters? cannot find them. Oh boy. Ah, there it is. All right, hang on. We're almost there, folks. We're almost there. I'm going to cut this white lure off, put on a hot pink. All right, now I just got notified that my phone battery is dying. So now I got to hook up my charger. Always something, ain't it? Always something. Put that away. Oh boy. Oh boy. All right, I'm moving all around because I'm changing lures, folks. Just like I say, go potty or go get a cup of coffee or something for a few minutes. Not a lot of room in these little shacks, and therefore, let's see, first thing I gotta do is hook up my phone charger before my phone goes dead. So, wait a minute on that. Actually, the phone lasted pretty good today. Alrighty, we're getting there. Y'all just hang in there, just wait a minute. I'm getting my phone charger hooked up, I'm changing lures, I'm doing all kinds of stuff. Sometimes you just got to do all this kind of stuff. Holy mackerel. Holy mackerel, Andy. Almost got my phone charger ready. All right, where is it? All right, now I'm going to move the phone around a little bit because I gotta plug it in. Somewhere. Boy, the phone's hot as heck. Let's see here. Got to get this charger working. All right, phone charger's hooked up and working. Now, next is, boy, it's getting hot in here. I'm going to turn that heater off. Whew. I was hoping it would run out of fuel. But it's hot in here, man. Hot, hot, hot. So we're tying on a little hot pink jig. The Wonder Bread, I got to get some of them. Wasn't able to find any in the stores, so I know I got to order them online, I guess. I'm working on changing my lures, folks. Just hang in there a minute. All right, almost ready. Got my hot pink lure on. You're a piece of scum bottom of the barrel. This for fishing without a license, honest opinion. Roman, that hole is going to bring any fish. I'll be able to bring any fish in this lake through that hole. It's a 7-inch hole. It will handle any fish you can get. There's not too many fish that won't come through that hole. A lot of people ask that, but it's big enough for any fish coming through that hole, maybe except maybe a flathead catfish that you're not going to catch in this lake. or a big carp, but still rare. It would be rare. Anyway, here we go. Hot pink lure coming down. Yeah, Roman, you'd never catch a fish that doesn't fit through that hole. Even a big muskie or pike will come up through there. It's all about circumference. Let's see. Drill a hole beside the other hole, but he is fishing with light line. Well, although I'm fishing with light line, I mean, I could catch a 5-pound bass and just make sure I work the drag and stuff properly and eventually get them. You just got to know what you're doing with light line. But if I get a fish that bends my pole in half and pulls out a little drag, then I know how to handle it. Yep, we're ice fishing. A 20-pound pike will fit through that hole. You are right. And since there's no flathead catfish in this lake, there are big carp and big channel cats, but chances of catching them on a little jig are pretty rare too. I think I need to throw some more ice on my fish. Oh my. I think I will pop the tent open for a couple minutes and get some ice on my fish. Parker, a 20-pound pike will fit through the hole, believe me. The circumference of a somebody look up on Google, what's the circumference of a 7-inch hole? A 7-inch circle. And then compare that to the circumference of a healthy 20-pound pike. And you'll see that the pike will fit through. Since I'm not a math major, I'd have to ask you guys to look that stuff up. I'm a pro. I got this saving grace. I don't know about being a pro, but I got some stuff figured out. Been fishing since I was 7 years old. So, okay, so let's say 23 inches is the circumference of that hole. Now, what's the circumference of a normal 20-pound northern pike? That might be a little tougher to figure out. No, the circumference of a 20-pound pike is going to be a lot more than that. So I got a hole that's 23 inches circumference. Florida bass fishing recently, in the last half hour, maybe one. The bite was pretty good there early this morning, but it's slowed down quite a bit. I just changed over from a white lure to a hot pink lure. I'm going to lift up the tent here in a minute, and I'm going to get some ice in my fish bucket to keep the fish cold that I have. So let me do that. Take a little break here. Oh, the wind's starting to pick up too. All right, take a break, everybody. I'll just be a minute or two doing this. I'll show you around the lake a little bit. Let me get some ice on my fish though. That ought to do it. That ought to do it. So here we go. Nobody fishing up that way. I'm surprised nobody else is here. There's a little bit of open water way up there. I can see the ducks in the water. Down this way we got, oh geez, only one guy here. And over there with this one guy is a great blue heron on his left side. He's waiting for somebody to throw him a fish. I was doing that a week ago or so. I was out there by myself and the blue heron comes over and just sits there wanting you to throw a fish to him. I think he ate 5 or 6 before I shut him down. All right, back in we go. Back in we go. All right, shut her down. That was fun, huh? Okay, let's see. You catch a 20-pound pike on 2-pound test. Yeah, that'd be a pretty good chore to do. Yep. 3 or 4 weeks ago, I was fishing, and it's on video. I did get a probably a 20 or 25-inch chain pickerel, which are basically pretty toothy critters, on 4-pound test line. And luckily, you're right, he was hooked right in the front of the upper lip. Other than that, I'm sure he would have broke the line. Yeah, blap. There's still spots on some of the lakes that have quite a bit of snow that you crunch down through, and then slush. But right now, most of everything is frozen solid. But yeah, we don't have I got a buddy up in Canada. He said there's 2 feet of ice on all the lakes, and they can't even get out to their shanties that they have. Dan Boyce, thank you. June Pallon, hello. Thanks for coming in. I'm in southeast Pennsylvania. I'm about 30 miles west of Philadelphia. I'm at Marsh Creek State Park Lake. You can Google that, and you'll see right where I'm at. And I have been catching quite a few perch and sunfish, but the feeding frenzy, the morning feeding frenzy is basically over. So I'm trying to keep enough for the fish fry at home tonight. Every once in a while I got a fish come in here and sniff the bait, but prior to that, we were catching them on a regular, almost every drop earlier this morning. No, Miriam, it's not a compass. It's called a flasher. All it does is show you how deep the water is, and it lets you see if there's any fish down there, because they make a little mark, a little red or green mark on the dial. The bottom there, the red, is the bottom of the lake. It's 29 feet deep. The 2 green marks that you see moving are my lure and the split shot that I have on my line. If a fish comes near my lure, it'll be another red mark that comes away from the bottom. And that's basically, and then when you see that, then it's time to get ready for the bite. See, now I got a fish there. $15. I paid $25 for this. Well, a friend of mine sold it to me about 6-7 years ago. I wouldn't sell it for $100. The new ones that are very similar to this are $300 or $400. Yeah, that's all right, but I did get a hell of a buy on it for $25 though, didn't I? I gotta move my heater a little bit. It's starting to touch the side of the tent. There we go. Now, let's see if I can entice a fish into this. How much longer of the ice fishing do you think you have? First of all, Florida salt fishing. No walleye in this lake. There used to be, but they're all gone. Probably, I'll tell you what, ice fishing here, this is probably my trip because it's the temperature for the next week or so is going to be up in the 40s, near 50. It's going to start deteriorating the ice. However, if I wanted to push my luck, I'd say we probably got another 2 weeks, unless it gets real cold again. So, but as far as I'm concerned, this is probably my last ice fishing for the year. We've had a great ice fishing season this year in Pennsylvania. It's been better this year than it's been for a long, long time. So I'm quite happy with it. So anyway, this is who you guys are talking to. But I do a lot of live in the summertime for flathead catfish, channel catfish. And this year has been good for ice fishing. So I think this is my third or fourth ice fishing live. Appreciate everybody coming in and hanging out. Yeah, there's perch in the bucket and there's a couple sunfish. Going to have me a fish fry at home tonight. I don't normally keep a lot of fish. 2 or 3 times a year I'll keep some panfish for a fish fry, and this is one of those times. But other than that, I usually catch and release everything. Yeah, I'm streaming from my phone right now. Do I ever fish in Florida? I haven't been down in Florida for a long time, but I have fished down there. I fished in Okeechobee, I fished in Toho, and a couple others. Yeah, you do catch walleye when you're ice fishing if there's walleye in the lake. Unfortunately, there's no walleye in this lake. What is that device? Jacob, it's just simple. It's a simple flasher. Pretty common ice fishing tool that, number one, it shows you how deep the water is. It also shows where your lure is in relation to the bottom. And it also shows you if there's any fish there. So as you look at it, the big red part right there that's where the bottom is. It's 29 feet deep. The part that's green, moving up and down, that's my lure. Got a lure on there and a split shot on my line, so it's showing you that. And if a fish comes out from the bottom, it'll be another red mark that comes up and separates it from the bottom. And then when that happens, then you get ready for a bite. So Josh, I think I just answered that question. So I got a fish coming up now, watch. See if I can get him to come up off the bottom. See the yellow right at the end of the red there? That's a fish sitting there on the bottom. See if I can entice him to come up. Yeah, Josh, I try to answer everybody's questions. I try to stay active in the chat when I can. But I appreciate you asking the question. You can get more information on them, by Googling it like you can with anything else. Google fish finder or fish flasher and it'll tell you more, but that's basically how they work. So at least you know if there's any fish where you're fishing. That helps. And then when they come up to your lure, you know to get ready for a bite. All you got to do is figure out what to do with your lure when they come up to look at it. Do you want to move it? Do you want to keep it still? Do you want to raise it way up, or do you want to drop it down a little deeper? It's all those kind of things you still got to figure out. Do I fish in Georgia? Billy, I've never fished in Georgia. I've driven through it a couple of times. Come on, fish, fish, fish. Let's see. I'm sorry I didn't get. If you, I got a whole bunch of fish in my bucket. Probably got 10 perch in there and a couple sunfish. Yeah, Jacob, it's almost like a video game. It can get very addictive. Well, Josh, if you're up in, part of the country that gets ice, you ought to give it a try. There's only like 2 or 3 other people out on the lake today. It's 9:45 here in southeast Pennsylvania. They did say the wind's going to pick up here around 11 o'clock, so I plan on fishing at least till 11. I'd like to get a few more fish. Because when I have a fish fry, I like a big pile of them, not just a side dish. Hey, Anthony, you still here? Good. Thank you very much for trying to help me out there. Appreciate it. My phone says I got 99 thumbs up, so that's pretty good. Thank you, everybody. 71 people in here watching. Thanks, everybody, for coming in to check it out. And just to update everybody that doesn't know, I am in southeast Pennsylvania. I'm in Marsh Creek State Park. And I'm about ready to get a bite. So now, do I move the lure or do I let it sit still? Seems like as soon as I move the lure, they scoot away. So I'm not sure. I think sitting it, once they come up, if I just keep it still, that's when I get the bite. I just had a sniffer there, but he went away. I'm on page 99. Where are you at in Pennsylvania? What town are you in? I really do like to know where everybody is. So if you haven't told me yet, I would appreciate you just putting a little comment in there as to what state you're in or country, what country you're at. That's part of a live chat, is to kind of hook up with everybody no matter where you're at. And you're in Florida. Well, kind of had that figured out because of your name, but thank you. There's somebody from Texas, Denver Monster. See, now by your name, I would have thought you were in Colorado. There's another Florida person. Delane's Jacob, New York. Good old New York. I spent a week on Lake Oneida last summer on walleye fishing. That was kind of fun. Anthony, thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's going to get me a couple of 4-ounce sinkers for flathead fishing this year. Myrtle Beach. Hey, Ed. Going to rain there today. They're calling for rain here this weekend. They said showers. But yeah, the cold snap finally broke, and it's warming up this week, up in the 40s, near 50. So this is probably my last foray at ice fishing this year. You're on the Panhandle. I spent a week also down in Panama City last summer, down there along the beach. That was kind of nice. Hot as hell. Northeast Grove, Oklahoma. Never heard of that. Been out to Oklahoma a couple times on my westward adventures, but don't recall that. I don't know why it's chirping, but it is. Jose or Josie or whatever that is. I'm just fishing for panfish, yellow perch, sunfish, stuff like that. Nothing real big. I'm just fishing for enough little fish for a fish fry. East of Tulsa. Okay, that helps a little bit. And I haven't really caught anything for a little while. Oh, there was a bite and I missed him. Gee, that was exciting. He come up, looked at it, and nipped at it, and didn't have the hook. Come on, fish. Let's see, it's almost 10 o'clock here. I'm going to probably fish till 11, just to give you all a heads up. Unless the wind picks up, then I'm going to get out of here. Saving grace, you're close to Pensacola. You ever get tired of the jets flying overhead? You live there long enough, I guess you get used to them. Come on, fish. Yeah, the fish, the bite has really slowed down in the last hour. But I got here before it got light, and they were biting right away up to about 8:30 or so, and then far and few between right now. So I got a bucket of yellow perch, a few sunfish. Come on, fishy, fishy, fish. Might have to change my lure again to a different color. Check my bait here, I guess. So here's all I'm using right there, just a hot pink jig with waxworms on it. Down we go. Sometimes if you pull way up and then let your lure go back down, the fish kind of know it and they come scrambling up to it. Sometimes. Not this time. Sometimes they do it. If I put the tent up, oh, you get to watch the blue angels. Yeah, I guess that would be cool. If I put the tent up, I wouldn't be able to see the flashers. It's so bright outside. I really don't need it. It's not that cold out. It's probably at or near freezing, which is a heat wave compared to what it's been for the last 3 weeks. Southern New Hampshire, and I hunt just south of Binghamton, New York, and Pennsylvania. Aha! I've been up to Binghamton plenty of times, going up Route 81 there, heading on up to Ontario, but that part of northern Pennsylvania is pretty good for deer hunting, I know that. Get on Route 6 there and go west to hit Galton and Wellsboro and all those places. Do the Blue Angels practice a lot to where you see them like every week or so, or is it still kind of a rare occasion? Cool guy. Yeah, I've up until about 8:30 they were biting really good. I got a lot of perch and sunfish, but right now right now I don't know where the heck they are. But I got a bucket full of perch and sunfish for a fish fry tonight at home. And again, I'll mention I don't usually keep fish, maybe 2 or 3 times a year. I just keep enough to eat. Other than that, everything goes back in. This is the second time this winter that I've kept a few fish for a fish fry. Southeast Pennsylvania, Marsh Creek State Park. I'm about 30 miles west of Philadelphia, for those of you that don't know. I say that occasionally just to keep everybody in the loop here. Wind's picking up. They said the wind would pick up around 10:30 or 11. It's starting to get a little breezy now. But I cannot get the fish interested in my lure anymore. They were biting good till about 8:30. So. PS3, this is an Eskimo flip over shelter. It's a one man, basically a one man shelter. Just you flip it over. It's like on a big sled. You can put all your crap in the sled and just pull it out. Then you get your little heater going and stuff like that, and flip it over, and you're just in a nice toasty warm little hut. Yeah, Anthony, this is a very good chat today. Haven't had any issues. Everybody's been great, and I appreciate everybody asking questions or commenting or things like that. That's what this is all about. And just so you know who you're talking to, it's an old guy. It's an old guy that loves to fish. Do a lot of fishing in the summer for flathead catfish and channel cats. This spring, I'm planning on going live fishing for bass and snakeheads on one of the lakes. That'll be in like mid-April, second or third week of April, depending on the water temperatures. That should be fun. Miriam, I'm right now just panfish, yellow perch, and sunfish. Got a few in the bucket. Going to have me a fish fry tonight. You're old also. You're 76. I got you beat by 1 year, dude. I don't usually tell people that. I usually do a guessing game as to guess how old I am. What's the longest you stood outside without freezing? Years ago, I used to fish without a hut, in the, single-digit temperatures and so forth. So, if you dress warm enough, I have a real good ice fishing suit that I don't have on right now. I don't need it. But I fished up in Canada in very, very cold weather without a hut. And if you're dressed properly and you stay a little active, you can hack it. But I've fished from dawn till dusk up in Canada in well below freezing weather and windy. So don't do that no more, though. That ain't no fun. But I've done it. So as long as you dress right, long underwear and the proper boots and the clothing. I got a good boot on because I don't want to get my feet cold. But as long as you're dressed for it, you can hack it. But I don't play that game no more. Yeah, good boots are definitely a must. Sometimes I even have like a foam pad that I'll put out and put my feet on. Those foam squares that you can put together, they kind of lock each other. You can make a little floor, a little rug out of them. I got a few of them. for when I'm in my bigger hut. I got a bigger pop-up hut. It's big enough for 2 people and all my crap. It's chirping. I think it starts chirping like that when the battery starts getting a little bit low. Well, the fish have definitely been turned off for some reason. They moved out from where they were. They just turned off. But they were in here really good this morning. My phone says I got 119 people in here. Thank you, everybody, for coming in to check out the channel. I appreciate it. We're on the ice fishing today in southeast Pennsylvania. We were catching yellow perch and sunfish. Right now, we're not catching a darn thing. Change rig and bait, maybe. Give them something there. Yeah, I changed from a white jig to a hot pink jig. That didn't seem to make a difference. Oh, they're flipping around in there. And the only bait I really have right now is waxworms. Although sometimes people say if you use a perch eye, that's good bait. I've done that before. I don't feel like cutting the eyes out of the perch right now, though. Charles, I'm not going to try to pronounce the rest of that. 440, hello to you. Thanks for popping in here and checking things out. We're doing a little ice fishing today in southeast Pennsylvania. Catching yellow perch and sunfish. Or I should say trying to. Best bait I've seen was use your hook to scoop it out. Not sure what you're trying to tell me there. For some reason that don't make any sense to me. Yeah, perch eyes, there you go. The eyeball is a secret weapon. It shines for, Maybe I should cut one out, huh? It gets kind of messy there, doesn't it? I'm a simple type of guy. I just don't feel like pulling a perch out and cutting their eyeball out. What time of day is the best time to ice fish? Stephen, you know, anytime you can get out there is good, but basically early morning, like I was here before dark or before it got light, and then again in the evening. So around here in Pennsylvania, I would say from 4:30 in the afternoon until like 6:30, till it gets dark. And in the morning, I'd say like 6 o'clock in the morning, it's still dark. Up till about 8 o'clock is the best times. You can scoop it out like a spoon with the bottom of the hook. Aha. That's right. Skip the truth and was actually going on in the world. You turned a blind eye. What is that all about? Kelly, I don't know what you're talking about, man. You don't make any sense at all. I wish you made sense, but you're not making any sense. I think there's a few more people coming out because I just heard a car door. Bee Driven just wants to see a perch eye get scooped out. Oh boy. Okay, I'll scoop out a perch eye. And I'll put it on my hook. And we'll see if that works. This could get ugly. So be careful, folks. Let me take off my waxworm. Get the waxworms off. Scoop out a perch eye, they say. All right, I'm going to use a lure with a bigger hook to scoop out a perch eye. But I got to find a lure with a bigger hook, so hang on. Matter of fact, I might use a whole different lure. I think I'll do that. I'll hang this one up for a minute. Well, my phone's really hot. It's probably going to go off pretty soon. My phone is really hot, folks. Really hot. All right, I'm going to use this lure, and I'll scoop out a perch eye on it with it. And we'll see if that makes a difference. This ought to be interesting. Let's see here. Who wants to watch this operation? I'm working on it. Trying to get a perch eye out here. I just bent the hook. I need a lure with a stronger hook, I think. There it is. There's the perch eye. Okay, you asked for it. Can't get it focused. What a mess. All right, let's put this down there and see what would like to have it. See, now there goes my lure down. I don't think I have that perch eye hooked up very well, but we'll see. I'd be surprised if something comes along and smashes it right away. We're waiting. Now the trick is using a fresh one each time. Yes, I realize that. You bet the perch felt that? He probably did. Don't show it on camera. Too late. Yeah, that's what do they call that? Probably something you're not supposed to do on camera. Ice in the bucket numbs it. There you go. Come on, fishy fish. Got a nice perch eye down there for you. I can't get anything to even look at it. Can't they hear that? No, they can't hear that. And unfortunately, I know you guys can hear that squeaking. I can't do anything about it. That's the flasher. When the battery gets a little low, it starts making that screeching sound. Unfortunately, I cannot help it. Yeah. No, it's not a detection system. This unit does have a like a fish alarm on it, but I don't use that because it would just be going off all the time. Come on, fish. Come up here and look at this. There's quite a few people out on the lake now. I see a couple. You can just about see how thick that ice is. That's a good 9-10 inches. Do I ever use tip-ups? I do use tip-ups, and I've been using them a couple times this year, but I have not got a flag at all. So I had been using them with real big minnows, hoping for a big bass or a muskie, but I haven't got a flag the last 3 times out, so I did not bring them today. Nahale Guitar, thank you for coming by. I don't think they can feel the vibrations. See, now it's not doing it. There's a lot more going on than my little flasher. There's people drilling holes, and there's people walking around and all that stuff. For some reason, they ain't liking what I got. I cannot get a fish interested in my bait right now. Don't know why. Don't know why, but they just ain't coming around. That sound will go away in a minute. Just hang on, folks. It's the flasher detecting my lure going down. Smoke one if you got it. No, we don't smoke them here. But if you got it, you go for it. You go right ahead. Tourists. Oh my. Hey, if you like what you see, don't forget to hit the like button. Uh-oh, I got a fish looking at it here. Could be a big fish. It's a big red mark. Was. That was a big red mark that came off. That was a bigger fish. The perch bits every 3 days. We caught fish out of the holdings. Yeah, that's probably a pretty good thing to do there, B. But I'm not moving. Because every once in a while I get one to come in here and look. I just had it was a big red mark, which meant it was a pretty big fish. But he didn't take the bait. That's a little after 10. I'm going to be on probably till 11 o'clock. Those of you that want to hang out, I appreciate it. Now you have a portable. We had one left. Oh, you're talking about a shanty on the ice, yeah. They do that a lot up in Canada. You can leave them out on the lakes and all that stuff, but here in Pennsylvania, you're not allowed to put one and leave it overnight. Ivan, I agree with you there. Besides that, in Pennsylvania, in this neck of the woods, we usually don't have the ice that you're going to be able to put a big shanty on and drive out to it. But You're talking to bigger lakes up north. That's the thing to do. Get in that shanty, it's like a little house, like the ones they had on Grumpy Old Men. That stuff really happens. You guys are familiar with that movie, right? Grumpy Old Men. They had a nice little ice fishing village out there on the lake. Plywood side and a door in the end, yeah. I've seen some pretty elaborate fishing shanties. And then I've seen, the basic ones like you're talking about. Some of them get, they get basically a kitchen and a chair and a bed in there. A couple holes. They get pretty elaborate. Shantytown at Houghton Lake, you are correct. I was just thinking of that myself. Houghton Lake, I guess they still do that, but haven't seen anything about it for a long time. But that's what they called Shantytown, all right. It's in central Michigan. I drove by there one day up in Michigan just to say that I've been there. Mariam, what fish am I finding? Right now it's not too good, but I had been catching perch and sunfish, which I have a bucket full right now. Planning on a little fish fry tonight. You're about an hour and a half south of Houghton. Yeah, I've seen pictures of Houghton Lake when they had all the shanties out there and stuff. It's amazing. But that's quite common in the upper north like that, in Minnesota, Wisconsin, and all that. That's quite common to get the shantytown going. What battery? It's just, I don't know the name of the battery. It's just a 12-volt little battery. I don't know the name of it. Come on, Nessie. Yeah. Yeah, getting a little windy now. I said the wind would be picking up. This perch eye ain't doing much, is it? So we're gonna bring it up. I'm gonna go back to my other little lure because I don't think I'll be fishing for a whole lot longer yet. But anyway, we're going back to the smaller lure. I have more faith in that. And I need another cup of coffee. Come on, let's see. We found if you lose a few off the hook at the top, the longer just under the ice. Don't quite know what that means. All right, let me put a wax worm on here. Couple wax worms. I just got a whole fresh load of wax worms from Best Bait in Marblehead, Ohio. They do, oops, I lost that one. He fell down there someplace. I gotta go find him. Look at this guy crawling around. That's my bait. Linger, what's that? Now I just dropped one down here. Oh, there he is. Got lucky and found him. So I might as well put that on and make it look really tempting for these fish. And if I have a big jumbo of wax worms on it, it's easier to see the lure too on the flasher. All right, here we go, back down. I've had a bunch of wax worms in some of my old equipment. I need to into a tote form. Yeah, I buy them by the 250 at a time. I just got a bunch yesterday. Figured I'd have them for the spring to catch sunfish so I can catch flatheads. And I keep them in my basement. I keep them somewhere around 45, 50 degrees, and they will last 3 months. And some of them die off, but you go in and you dump them out every couple of days. You pick out the dead ones. But I've had them last up to 3 months if you take care of them. So I get them from Best Bait in Marblehead, Ohio. You can Google that. And I get 250 of them, shipped priority mail for 20 bucks. So that's a pretty good deal. And these are good waxworms. They're nice and fat and juicy and plump. For some reason, though, as they get older, they get smaller. I don't know why that is. Side effect of having old bee combs. Oh yeah, right. Yeah, I open mine up like every other day and pick out the dead ones and the ones that are forming a cocoon, and I get rid of them. Ah, yes. Come on, fish. Haven't caught a fish. I bet I haven't caught a fish for an hour. I hate to say that, but they were biting so good this morning, right up till about 8:30, 8:45, then they shut down. I was here when it was still dark, and they were biting right away. Well, I think I'll have me another cup of coffee. So while I take a break here, you guys can get your coffee or whatever you want to do. Somewhere in my hut here, I have a nice blueberry muffin, but I can't find it. For those of you that know me, you know me, I usually have a tasty cake apple pie. For those of you that are familiar with tasty cake. But today I have a blueberry muffin, but I have no idea where I put it. So I just have a nice cup of steaming hot coffee. All right. That's good. That is good, good. Come on, fish. Let's get a fish here for all these people that are waiting. I have caught a few fish today, folks. I got a bucket full of perch, but they quit biting a while ago, and they're hard to get them up now. And it's too late to be moving around. You busted out the hobo pie makers for the hobo pie makers. I'm not familiar with that. Don't let a waxworm loose around clothes. Yeah, you want to keep good track of them. That's why I say when I throw the dead ones or the ones that are turning into a larva, I get them out and I put them in a plastic bag, tie them up shut, and put them in the trash. Because if they get out, they will be a bit of a problem. I'm new here. What's that beeping device? All right, so first of all, G-Man, it shouldn't really be beeping. It's beeping because I think the battery's getting low. But it's just a simple flasher that people use for ice fishing. It shows you how deep the water is. It shows you where your lure is. And if a fish comes around your lure, it'll show you that. And that'll help you get ready for the bite. So you could Google fish finders or fish finding flashers, and you could learn more about it. Very common ones are made by Vexilar. Vexliar. Corey, what's for breakfast? It's too late for breakfast. What's for lunch? I'll tell you what's for dinner, though. Fish fry. I'm having a fish fry tonight for dinner. Yeah, I don't have enough for a whole dinner, but I got enough for a good side dish. Jim Smith, thanks for popping in there, buddy. I'm doing fine. I hope you are. I've been here since, well, before it got light. I probably got on the lake here about 6 o'clock. I think I went live around 7. So I've been live for a few hours. Fish were biting real good up to about 8:30, then slowed down, although I do have a little bit. Once in a while a fish comes in to look at my lure, but it doesn't. It just swims away. We call them sniffers. They come and they sniff the bait and then they leave. Got some perch. Got a couple sunfish. Probably got 10 perch in there and a couple sunnies. Nothing real big, just enough to, barely big enough to fillet. Pete, I'm not going to do a video on cleaning them. I'll tell you what, there's lots of videos of that. I'm not going to do that. One of the best guys that has the fish cleaning videos for different types of fish is Any Fin Is Possible. He has a lot of good videos for cleaning fish and doing all kinds of other stuff. Cool, you got some perch, yeah. Come on, I'd like to get something here for you guys to see. Can't seem to attract anything. I don't know where they got to. They were hot and heavy in here this morning, but Jimmy Boy does too at Lower Michigan Adventures. There you go. I never heard of that, but there's a lot of fish cleaning videos on YouTube. Teach you how to fillet them. Different fish take different approaches when you're filleting them, especially bony ones like pike or something like that. You really gotta know exactly what you're doing to keep the bones out of the meat. It's almost 10:30 here in southeast Pennsylvania on Marsh Creek State Park. For those of you that haven't heard me before, I'm about 30 miles west of Philadelphia. Marsh Creek State Park is a 635 acre lake. Panfish, bass, muskies. I've even caught chain pickerel in this lake. No walleyes. Used to be walleyes in the lake, but not anymore. Speed driven, you're exactly right. That's the one I would refer anybody to for learning how to fillet fish. And you say Bob, he's referring to Any Fin Is Possible. You can catch him on YouTube. He goes live almost every day. He did take today off because his kids are a little under the weather, but he goes Monday through Friday. He goes live every day. He'll be trout fishing one day. He'll be ice fishing another day. He'll be down the shore another day. He'll be in some other state. He goes all over the place and has a great show, a great educational approach. So Any Fin Is Possible, you folks. Check him out. Well, I'm sitting here in my little hut with a heater on, Lacey, so it's not too hard to keep warm. But even so, it's not real cold out today. It's probably 30 degrees. The wind's starting to kick up like they said it would. So, but if you dress properly, it's not too bad. Outdoors with Skeeter. Are you back again? I'm almost done to wrap it up here. I got probably 10 or 12 perch, a couple sunfish, just enough for a fish fry tonight. And you're still going to go out at about 1 o'clock? Thanks, Skeeter. If you guys that don't know Skeeter, I think he's going to go live about 1 o'clock. On your way to do the birds. I don't know what that is. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Skeeter's going to go live around 1 o'clock. He'll be out ice fishing. Check him out, folks. 30 degrees might as well be a million. Lacey, you're a softie, I can tell. But you're down, you said you're down, I think you said you're down in Georgia. Yeah. The cold weather doesn't go too well with the southern folks, but up north here, we're a little more accustomed to it, so boy, it is getting windy. All right, folks, I'm not catching any fish. The wind's picking up. I'm going to wrap this live up before my tent blows away. They said it would get windy around 11, and sure enough, it's doing it. So, what I want to do here, hang on a minute. Hang on, folks. I'm going to do something. I don't know what. All right. Coming to you live from the shanty. I'm going to wrap this up. I appreciate everybody coming in today and hanging out. We had a real good chat. Let's see what we're saying here. That's why you're waiting till 1. Anyway, yeah. Okay, again, everybody, thank you for coming in and hanging out. Thanks for participating in the chat. I'll see you next time, whenever that is. But if you go to my channel and check out, I got a lot of good videos on there of fishing, trail camera, stuff like that. Hit the subscribe button and you'll be notified when I'm ready to go out again. So for now, hope everybody have a safe, good day. Thank you very much, Ivan. Thank you very, very much. Check out my channel, subscribe if you want. If you have a channel, leave a comment on any one of my videos. When I see that, I'll be able to check out your channel. And if I like what you're putting up there, I'll subscribe back. But anyway, thanks a lot, folks. Everybody, I'm taking off. I'm getting done here. See you next time.